On the 10th of February 2023, South African rapper AKA posted this video on his Instagram stories, and it would unfortunately be his last.
You go, let's go! Wherever I go, you go!
Moments after the video was taken, AKA and his friend Tibbs would unfortunately lose their lives because of two gunmen who fired shots at both AKA and Tibbs, killing them instantly. On the night of the fatal incident, AKA was booked to perform at Hugo, a popular nightclub in Durban, South Africa. The irony is that several years ago, AKA revealed on an interview that Durban was his most favorite place to perform.
Yeah, it's a city in South Africa called Durban. Durban is my favorite place to perform in the whole wide world.
Many speculations have been made on social media. However, the police investigation to find the culprits is still underway. The police have claimed that it could have been a possible bounty targeted at the famous rapper, since the province of KwaZulu-Natal has gained a reputation in the last few years of murder for hire. To understand why AKA could have been a target of such a heinous crime, we need to know who AKA was. So, in this video, we'll be looking at the timeline of AKA's life, from his upbringing and music come up to the many beefs he had, and most importantly, the relationships he built through the music industry. From a tender age, it was clear that AKA possessed a magnetic charisma and an innate passion for music that would propel him to great heights in the industry. Born in 1988, on the 28th of January, to parents Tony and Lynn Forbes, AKA grew up in the Western Cape in the town of Mitchells Plain and attended Mitchells Plain Primary School. In 1995, the family moved to the city of Johannesburg along with AKA's younger brother Stefan, and AKA would attend school at St. John's College. At St. John's, AKA would meet Sizwe Walsh, also known as Vice Versa, and Nhlanhla McKenna, also known as Greyhound, and together they would become friends at high school. Growing up in a multicultural society, AKA was exposed to a diverse range of musical genres. His parents' record collection played a significant role in shaping his musical tastes, with influences spanning from jazz and soul to reggae and hip-hop. Fascinated by the power of music, AKA began exploring his own creative abilities and honing his skills as a rapper and a producer. During his school years, AKA's talent started to blossom. He quickly gained recognition among his peers for his lyrical prowess, captivating stage presence, and storytelling abilities. Inspired by the likes of Notorious B.I.G., Tupac, Kanye West, and Jay-Z, he absorbed their styles and developed his own unique style of rap infused with authentic South African flavors. As he entered his late teens, AKA's passion for music intensified, and he resolved to pursue his dreams wholeheartedly. In 2002, AKA and his friends, Vice Versa and Greyhound, and another music producer called Books, formed a rap group called Entity. However, Books ended up dropping out of St. John's College when his parents found out that he was part of a rap group at the school.
From 6 it went to 4, from 4 it went to 3. And then the three of us who were the three people who were like finally in the group were the ones who were most committed to really making sure this group like eventually happened. Even though the fourth person, Books, literally had to drop out because his parents were like, we are not supporting this.
And so, Entity remained with just 3 members. Entity went to work and they taught themselves how to rap and produce music. They recorded their first demo tape and started doing gigs locally.
And then the three of us really tried to become recording artists, and the group Entity then recorded a demo album, the first time any of us was ever in a studio. We recorded demos. We learned how to produce music ourselves at the age of 13 and 14. Wow. We learned how to rap. And then we actually got signed. Like, we had to shop this demo around. We were performing at different places.
And so, it was during this time that Vice Versa's brother invited the group to perform at a Live Life event in a township called Orange Farm, where the young rappers would get their big break.
We had this performance in Orange Farm at an event for Love Life, an NGO at the time that was really big. So Love Life had this thing. We came together. My brother was working for Love Life at the time. He was like, "Can you guys come and perform?"
While performing at Orange Farm, they caught the eye of a record label exec called Sipho Dlamini, who told them he wants to help them make their first album. There was, however, a caveat in the deal. Dlamini told the young teenagers that they would have to cover all the expenses for recording the album and producing their own music videos, and he would take care of the distribution of the album. Too blinded by excitement to make their first album, the trio did not notice at the time how unfair the deal was for them. The trio's collective efforts, however, resulted in the release of their first and only album, titled The Royal School of Hip Hop, on the 18th of May 2005, with songs such as Touch and Go, Take It By Force, and of course, First Gear, which garnered critical acclaim and laid the foundation for AKA's solo career. The Royal School of Hip Hop earned NTT a nomination at the Kora All Africa Music Awards, and despite the album's relative success, the group disbanded in 2006. In 2007, AKA went on to study sound engineering before eventually dropping out and focusing on music. He came together with Books and another music producer called Gamza to form a production group called Ivy League, which focused mainly on producing music for other rappers.
We thought, like, man, we're gonna make classic records.
Yeah.
So, like, as soon as we drop our shit, it's gonna be vintage instantly. Instant vintage, Ivy League.
Yeah.
The group produced songs for South African rap veterans like Pro Kid, Kulichana, and Sugar Smacks, just to name a few. Pro Kid has played a crucial role in AKA's career because, according to AKA himself, Pro gave him the confidence to keep rapping, even though he was one of the few rappers at the time who was rapping using the English language only. At Pro Kid's memorial in 2018, AKA said, "I used the studio sessions to soak up everything that I could. I looked at this guy and thought, this guy is something I have never seen before." AKA asked Pro, "Do you think I can do this thing in English?" He laughed and said, "You can do anything." Ivy League worked with Pro to produce his 2007 album titled Dankie San. Pro's album was a success, and the trio produced his hit song Bumper. However, they would reveal that the beat for the song was originally meant for Double HP, another hip-hop giant at the time. After learning all he could about music, AKA decided that in 2009 it was time to go solo, and just like NTT, Ivy League separated.
Because I wanted to, do my own shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to do my own shit. I found Teebs. So Teebs became my first manager, right? And I was like, all right, I'm gonna do this artist thing, AKA, I'm gonna do it by myself. And the whole time, they had obviously been supporting me, like, all right, we're gonna do this thing together. But at some point I was like, man, I'm finna take it to the next level. I gotta find some new niggas to do this shit with,
Yeah.
He chose his friend Tebelo Motswane, also known as Tibbs, to be his road manager, and Tibbs would play a crucial role in AKA's success as a performing artist during this time. Towards the end of 2009, AKA released his first solo mixtape, which he titled 24/7/366.
24/7/366. Basically what that means is we're putting that extra 3/4 into everything we do. Thank you to everybody who showed support this year, and thank you in advance to everybody who's going to be showing support for many years to come. I did have a nice intro plan, but fuck it. Everybody's in the club and you know where I am. It's 24/7/366. No time to sit around and listen to the clock tick. Wake up.
What's this company?
Yeah, 5th season. And that was my first manager, and then shit really started kicking off.
Yeah. So then you put out this mixtape.
Yes, 24/7 366. Another lame name.
The mixtape had songs like High School Cool featuring Books, I Want It All featuring Kulichana and Pro, Do It Remix featuring Max, Silk, JR and Clue, and a song titled Mistakes. The mixtape was well received by music critics. However, it was not until 2011 that AKA would stamp his name in the rap game with the release of his first solo album titled Alter Ego. Released on the 23rd of August 2011, Alter Ego had hit songs like Bang featuring Kulichana, All I Know, When I'm Gone, and of course Victory Lap, which got a remix of Tumi, Double HP, and Amo. Alter Ego propelled AKA to national recognition and showcased AKA's versatility, but most importantly, he established himself as a rising star and he caught the attention of music industry heavyweights. During an interview, AKA said that he wanted to take his time to complete the album.
And he actually recently dropped his album, Alter Ego. Tell us more about that.
The album has taken a long time to come out. People waited a long time for it to come out, and just had to get it perfect. So it's my debut album. So people are showing it a lot of love. I just finished the Alter Ego tour. A lot of people out there supporting me, so I just want to say thank you to them.
Unlike his music colleagues like Pro or Kulichana, who only focused on just making music, AKA had a public persona that made him get labeled as arrogant. While his haters called him arrogant and full of himself, AKA described his public persona as being confident and believing in yourself. His double alter ego, no pun intended, Super Mega, shows just how highly AKA thought of himself. His Alter Ego album earned AKA his first award at the 2011 Metro FM Music Award for Best Hip Hop Album, and in 2012 he won the Best Male Artist of the Year at the South African Music Awards.
Ladies
and gentlemen, give it up for AKA Alter Ego!
This is for hip-hop, baby!
AKA followed up his successful debut album with a single titled Jealousy, which he said would be on his follow-up album. So, AKA was starting to get familiar with winning, and he would continue to do so in the years that followed. The years that followed witnessed AKA's stardom continuing to rise, and as 2013 drew to a close, AKA stood at the precipice of a new chapter in his life. With his unwavering determination, undeniable talent, and an ever-growing fan base, AKA had laid the groundwork for a career that promised even greater accomplishments. And so, the first chapter of AKA's remarkable journey was written, with the pages of his life eagerly waiting the stories that would unfold in the years to come.